Rise and shine, family. All right, so this thought just hit me. Just imagine with me, if you will, if everything from genocide to stealing an apple came with a life sentence in prison. Is there anyone in the world that would be aloof to how immoral this was, to how unfair this was? We know that every crime shouldn't be treated with the same punishment, right? But forget about that. Let's add with genocide and stealing an apple, of course, let's add with that thought crimes. So now the thought of committing a crime, the thought of genocide, the thought of stealing an apple, the thought of touching another man's wife, the thought of having sex before marriage, right? All of these things can land you in prison for life now. But not just life, let's change that. Let's make that eternity, right? And then also let's add with eternity fire and brimstone and torture, okay? Now, is there any person that you know of that would be aloof to how immoral this was, who would know that this just cannot be right? Can you imagine anyone that would not walk around in a perpetual state of fear if this were the case? Well, friends and family, there you have it. This is why the idea of hell was created, to keep you in a constant state of fear. It does not exist. It is irrational, and it is silly for a God to even create a place such as this to exist. This is clearly from the mind of man. It is meant to scare you. And a lot of you guys still deal with this type of thinking or this type of fear. And I want to tell you that it absolutely is not true. There is no hell for you to burn in. No one has any evidence whatsoever of this place. It is only a myth that is used to scare you, right? Be a good person simply because you want to be a good person, not for fear of hell or for the desire to go to heaven. You understand? I love you all. I want you guys to just kind of think about this stuff, man, because a lot of this stuff was put here to keep us in a constant state of fear, so that we cannot evolve, you know. And of course, it may seem good to tell people don't kill, don't steal. That's great. But some of the other things on the inside of these books hold us back from evolving. Things like questioning and thinking, and they throw in what they call blasphemy laws, to where you can't, think of anything or question anything that would seem to challenge God or his authority or any of his decisions, because everything he does is right. This is a narcissistic type God that we're given to pray to, of course in the biblical literature, because he can't be addressed. He fails to see his wrongs, and he blames what are obviously his mistakes on other people. And this is exactly what a narcissist does. If you guys ever just look up the description of a narcissist and tell me, does the Bible's God not fall directly in line with the description of a narcissist? Someone who finds themselves or perceives themselves to be higher than others. We get this directly from God, that no one is above him or higher than him. So this is directly from the literature that is attributed to God, that he is above all, right? He is the God above all gods, the King of kings, the Lord of lords, right? And he makes no mistakes. And if you have mistakes, it's your fault, even though he made you. And if you had a mistake, that should be his fault, but he doesn't see that. And this is how narcissists are. They don't see the problems in their own actions. They only want to project their problems in their own actions onto you. You understand? This is how narcissists actually act. They love themselves so much they can't see the needs or the desires in other people, and all they care about is what they want. In fact, to a narcissist, everyone around them are just pawns to reaching their own goals. And they can be humanitarian type narcissists, where they seem to love everyone and say all the right things, but behind closed doors, they are total assholes and abusers to the people that follow them and the people that are in their groups. And the only reason that people don't break away from their groups is due to a thing called tribalism. Yes, whenever you are subscribed to a group, you will allow yourself to be subjected to more from that group or someone within that group than you would if you were just an individual and there was just another person doing this to you. We feel obligated to our groups. If we were right now having a conversation about what's right or wrong, dealing with just different things in the world as far as constructs, if you may have a clear stance on racism or abortion, but let's just say something comes up where you're just not so clear about it, you're probably going to lean to the overall or majority decision of your tribe, right? Which is why Democrats try to vote, with something that they feel would be a Democratic vote, and Republicans the same, right? Tribalism, and that is a detriment to us, family. Through tribalism, you can stand against pedophilia, but you will defend someone that molested a child simply because they're in your tribe. This is churches, this is organizations, this is politics, this is police, anything. The laws for them are not the laws for you. If you commit a crime, then the laws for you are great. If they commit a crime, then the laws are very minor because it's tribal. You understand? This is how this works, and that's why you can't see it. It's why the angels can't see that God is evil, right? And we can't see whenever we're in the religion that God is, above all things, really evil and only has his own agenda into place, right? It's only whenever you step away from this stuff that you can actually see the chaotic mind of this God that the Bible has given us, But anyway, that's my rant, family. I just want you guys to really consider how, atrocious and outrageous some of the things are in the Bible, or that we have been taught to believe in, to keep us in a state of fear and to keep us held back mentally. It's time to outgrow all of these things, especially tribalism, okay, along with fear. I love you all, family. Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see, and no candle loses its flame from lighting another. Oh, listen. By the way, the event that's coming up on June the 8th, Leaving Religion Workshop, with myself, Callie Williams, William Jones, Lorenzo Reed, and Ricky motherfreaking Swink. All right, that's still going down. I probably will not be able to get your shirts to you if you make the purchases after today. So what we're going to do is, the cost of admission is going to be $35, and you can simply just PayPal that to me. That's Kevin Wesley 1, I believe. What I will do is I will put the links to my PayPal in the description of this video. Okay, so if you're in the Charlotte area and you can make it to this event, which is from 5 o'clock to 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we probably have an after spot to go to after that, just to hang out, have some fun. But $35, guys, to get in. That'll cover your food and your beverages. Okay, I love you all. Be the evolution. Be the change that you want to see, and no candle loses its flame from lighting another. Peace.